I need to apologize for being so sweaty. I'm playing pickleball 10 minutes ago, so I could feel it dripping down my forehead. It's okay. What was
That's
I?
going at the beginning of the video.
I'm Noah Wong. This is my faith story. I graduated from Texas Tech back in August of last year. I'm kind of just in between college and then waiting for medical school to start. So I've been involved in the college ministry for quite some time now. I've been involved in actually quite a few ministries here at First Lubbock. I'm also the youth intern, have been since about last summer. I think just being involved here in this church has provided me so many opportunities, and just like this, be able to share my faith and share my testimony with other people. For me, I grew up in a loving family back in Dallas, and so I was raised in a church setting for essentially all my life. You know, not too much has gone on throughout my faith journey, but I came to know God when I was 8 years old. Sat down with my mother, and we kind of prayed the prayer to accept Jesus as my Lord and Savior. Grew up in an environment that was just so loving on Jesus and so loving on God that I continued to kind of just make strides, I think, in my own faith. Just recently, though, if you don't know, I was baptized here at First Baptist Lubbock, and you know, you can begin to ask questions. These are certainly the questions that were swirling on in my head about, well, if he accepted Christ when he was 8 years old, why did he just get baptized at age 21? I grew up in a church, actually a Chinese American church back home in Dallas. That's kind of where I kind of called home for me in my church base. But at a very young age, when I first accepted Christ, I had seen and heard stories of other people having to get baptized or getting baptized at my church. It involved a 5 to 10 minute testimony, standing up in front of the whole congregation in all the white robes and everything. And at 8 years old, it was really scary to have to make that next step and think about getting baptized. So strictly out of me being afraid of public speaking at that age, I was like, okay, maybe we'll wait a year. Maybe we'll wait 2 years. Okay, 3 years, I'm feeling a little bit better talking, but might not want to get baptized just yet. Throughout the time, my parents kept encouraging me. Like I said, my brother kept encouraging me to really kind of go a little bit deeper in my faith. I started getting more plugged into my youth ministry, into a lot of the family ministries there. Slowly over time, we kind of hopped over to a different church, and instead of having to stand up in front of the congregation, it was having to film a video of you in front of thousands of people. It was a much bigger church, so that didn't really help either. And yeah, I think slowly over time, I just kind of started phasing that out of my brain for a little bit. Started thinking a lot more about being in the present with God, with Jesus. I started delving a lot more deeper into my Bible, started fellowshipping a lot more with the people around me, especially in my youth ministry. Slowly over time, I think these relationships kind of blossomed. I started learning a lot more about myself and a lot more about who God was and how he was moving in my life. Yet, I think the question was still looming in the back of my head about why I haven't been baptized. Time kind of goes on. My youth ministry back home actually had an opportunity to join the leadership team, where essentially you kind of worked as the youth intern, but while you're still in high school, kind of help guide and shepherd the younger youth. And like I said, getting more plugged in there, started helping planning service projects, volunteer mission trips, fun events, fellowship, everything like that under the sun. Started getting a lot more involved in the church, just slowly over time. Started loving to go to youth ministry, to Sunday school, everything about it. Yet, the question still was there. I mean, why haven't I been baptized yet? I think once I kind of started hitting high school, a lot of that fear that I initially felt of having to go up and share my testimony, I think it was replaced by shame. I think it was replaced by kind of like an imposter syndrome almost of, man, he's so involved in the church. He knows almost everybody there, on the leadership team, ministering to the younger ones. But I mean, to me, it just didn't seem like I belonged there, I think that kind of really affected me throughout high school, kind of dealing with that, and be like, okay, maybe once this is over, once I get past this phase of my life, I can really start, thinking about getting baptized. Well, I don't think that I'm full enough. I don't think that I'm worthy enough to get baptized. Maybe I'll wait. God doesn't deserve me like this, right? I think that was just the lie that Satan kept feeding me over and over again when I was in high school, and it just kind of made me sadder and sadder I think it started not even convicting me, just kind of pulling me away from the church at some points in high school. And then once I got to college, I started trying to find, a new home base here, right? Moving from Dallas to Lubbock isn't necessarily easy, especially when you don't really know anybody else at the college level yet. So I think it didn't help that I was having to restart essentially with finding a new home church, finding a new college ministry, finding a new fellowship, finding new friends. And so it wasn't until my roommate Joseph actually brought me into the fold here at First Baptist Lubbock. I came to a couple of the introductory events, some of the fun events that they had going on. Found out that, wow, this is really just a great group of people that love God, love Jesus, and love each other. And I found that out not only just by coming to these events, but coming more to the Bible studies, coming more to worship, to large group, to learning more about the way they love Jesus. It inspired me really to be a little bit more involved here in this church. And so it allowed me to go on spring break mission trips. It allowed me to start helping out with a lot of the extra ministry, not college ministry, but a lot of the other ministries that they have here at First Baptist Lubbock besides college. So that's youth, that's kids, any way that I can to help really find out who I was. And slowly over time, everybody here kind of helped me realize that it doesn't matter really where you are, what you've done, what's happened to you. I think God just always is always loving, always accepting of new people into His kingdom. And though I was, still a Christ follower all throughout those years, I think I just felt the calling to get baptized here at First Baptist Lubbock. Just not only, I think it was like a month ago. And I shared this story with the youth. I shared it with the college students, but I think the story of me and finding faith started out very young, right? But it was a story of fear and shame that ultimately couldn't last within me. It was a story of triumph. It was a story of championing over that fear and that shame, and to really declare my love for God. And I said this to the youth, that it's never too late to find yourself into the open arms and grace of God. God has been working in me in very mysterious ways that I may never even understand, but every single day I wake up thankful because of the way that He's been working in me. And I think that if other people can just kind of learn from my story, it's no matter where you are, God is always with you. And God is always understanding of who you are, where you are, but ultimately He wants you to trust Him. And I think that fateful day I wanted to make that trust and put that trust in Him, and I've just been thankful ever since then. So that's essentially my faith story. Not nearly done yet. I've got a lot more learning, a lot more experience that I've kind of got to go through, but I'm looking forward to it each and every day. So thank you.